A lot of landscape photographers spend a lot of time chasing new locations. A different beach this weekend, a different forest area next month, and indeed a different country next year. The belief is that the new place is where the good photograph is waiting. And it can be very exciting going to new places. And indeed, you can get some fantastic photographs going to new places. And by focusing on this approach of new location, missing out on a huge opportunity, which is the absolute opposite, which is by returning to location. Here's what I mean. You take one location, beautiful landscape, whether it be might be a particular forest area, might be a coastline, and commit to photographing it 4 times. Not once, not twice, 4 separate visits. Between the first visit and the fourth, more changes than you'd actually expect. Let's pretend we're going to go and do some seascapes and we're coming back to the same section, the same spot. On the first visit, your attention is very much divided. Part of your mind is on logistics, where to park, where do we go, how to reach the shoreline, where the tide sits. Part is on the obvious compositions, the frames anyone standing here would actually see. But by the fourth visit, all of this has changed. The logistics have dissolved. Your body has learned the actual terrain. You're less conscious of the walking around and everything. You start to watch the light more. You're physically way more comfortable just walking around in that space. That's going to increase your creative bandwidth more than any piece of equipment ever will. You've stopped reacting and you've started anticipating. On the first visit, you photographed what appeared in front of you, and on the fourth, you arrive knowing pretty much where that light's going to land at a particular time in the morning, as an example. You're already set up there. You're waiting for it now. You're anticipating it, which is very different from the first visit. You start to imagine what the place would look like under different conditions. So on your first or your second visit there, you can imagine, say, oh, wouldn't this be amazing if the conditions were like this or conditions were like that? And you're no longer photographing in 3 dimensions, you're now photographing in four. So you start to anticipate and then you plan your next trip to be there under certain weather conditions or a certain time of day. The micro compositions also start to appear that were completely invisible to you on that first visit. In that first visit, your eye was pulled very much towards the more obvious wide shots. And as you've grown more familiar with the exact location, it lets you see smaller sections. And something else occurs, and this is harder to name, but it really does shift. You stop photographing the location and you start photographing the conditions. You're no longer making pictures of a particular place, you're making pictures with it. The tourist photographer basically has one chance. And often this can create quite a bit of panic. I think we've all been there. Oh my goodness, I've got 10 minutes, let's go. Slight exaggeration, but not always. The returning photographer has infinite chances and can relax. And the relaxation is where the better work starts to come from. The creative flow starts to reverse, if you like. On your first visit, you're imposing your vision upon the place. By the fourth, the place is suggesting photographs to you. When you're going back and you're revisiting, it starts to show in your images. Not because of better skill, but because you've truly explored the area and you are receptive to it in a very, very different way. Over those 4 visits, you'll have different light, you'll potentially have different weather, very different conditions. And you put these things together and it becomes very powerful, a very powerful reason why this exercise works so well so often.